Energy is being wasted all over Morgantown and West Virginia. I'm Lindsay Cobb, and straight ahead on WVU News, I'll tell you ways you can help make a difference.
I'm Daniel Matarazzo, and straight ahead on WVU News, I'll tell you how talking on your cell phone while driving could end up getting you pulled over.
Over 300,000 hunters will take to the woods this hunting season in West Virginia. I'm Rachel Simpkins. Straight ahead, I'll tell you how you can stay safe. Our award-winning WVU News starts now.
Consumers today account for over 70% of spending in today's market. Coming up, our reporters have the latest stories to educate you and keep your family safe. I'm Lindsay Cobb.
And I'm Angelica Trenone. West Virginia ranks near the top in the number of hunters in the nation, but we rank near the bottom in energy efficiency. Welcome to our Consumer News You Can Use special edition show from television journalism students at West Virginia University. In West Virginia, hunters contribute almost $400 million to the state's economy.
WVU News reporter Rachel Simpkins is here in the studio with more on the popular pastime. Rachel?
Thanks, Lindsay and Angelica. While fall marks the end of summer, it also signals the beginning of another season. Hunting in West Virginia attracts visitors from all over the country, but unfortunately, about 100 hunters will die each season. The most common hunting deaths are due to heart attacks and hunters being mistaken as game. With 10% of the entire state being designated as public hunting land, staying safe can be harder than it looks. I recently took to the woods to find out why safety is key.
There are nearly 200,000 hunting accidents reported every year, and most of these accidents could be avoided.
So I heard a story about a father and a son one time that were going turkey hunting. And the son was making his way back to the vehicle, and he had a Coke can in his hand. While the father was still hunting, the kid was walking back, and he kept taking drinks of the Coke. And the glare off the Coke can gave a reflection that could possibly be a turkey. And the father accidentally shot his son, and it was a fatality.
And here in West Virginia, hunting has become a family tradition, with 6 out of 10 people heading to the woods.
One of the leading causes of hunter accidents is due to not correctly identifying the target. One way to avoid this is to practice your shooting.
You are responsible where it goes. So if it hits a person, you are responsible for that. So be sure of your target and what's beyond it.
Officials say tree stands also can be deadly, especially since hunters climb up to 40 feet high to stake out their wild game.
It happens every year, everywhere. It's kind of part of it because people would rather have the deer instead of being safe, but I always try to look at there's no deer worth dying over.
Before you can hunt in West Virginia, you must first attend a 10-hour safety class and get a license to hunt.
Hunter safety education is even available online. To start your certification, you can visit the website at the bottom of your screen. Also, hunters should always remember to wear fluorescent orange clothing and never hunt alone.
Thanks, Rachel. While it's crucial to protect yourself in the woods, it's even more important to feel safe on the roads.
We have another report in the studio from Daniel Matarazzo on a new feature, changing the way you drive. Daniel?
Thanks, Angelica and Lindsay. Americans spend an average of 20 hours per week in their cars, and nearly everyone uses their cell phone. However, a system called Bluetooth is now offered in most vehicles, allowing you to make and receive calls hands-free. Recently, I found out why this system can make your time in the car safer. Last year, over 20% of car accidents involved a cell phone. What's worse is almost half of drivers admit to texting while driving. Morgantown resident Zachary Wydell says he is almost wrecked because of texting.
I've had to brake hard a couple times and almost come close to rear-ending people.
Auto manufacturers have responded by placing Bluetooth technology directly into their vehicles. With Bluetooth integration into vehicles, hands-free calling is as easy as pushing a button. And now, auto manufacturers are making it easier than ever for people to get Bluetooth in their cars. over 90% of new automobiles are Bluetooth ready. While lawmakers are banning the use of cell phones, Bluetooth is not only legal, but it controls more than you think.
So your entertainment, your phone, your climate, if it has navigation, you can control that with your voice in addition to all those other things. So it makes it to where it's a complete hands-free system.
Simply talking on your phone while driving can't get you pulled over, but it can create distractions and cause drivers to lose focus.
It's so much easier to be able to use both hands instead of, trying to park with one hand or, get in and out of parking lots.
Texting while driving makes a car crash up to 23 times more likely, giving Bluetooth technology the ability to save thousands of lives. Studies show that 8 out of 10 drivers support some type of cell phone usage restriction. If your car is not equipped with Bluetooth technology, you can buy additional devices priced from $100 to $200.
Thanks, Dan, for that report. 9 out of 10 people own a cell phone. In West Virginia University, officials are trying to make sure students also have an affordable college degree.
WVU News reporter Sean Cahill joins us now for a special report from our newsroom. Sean?
Thanks, Lindsay and Angelica. Choosing a college is not an easy decision. Sometimes money matters, especially when today's college students have an average of $25,000 in student debt by graduation day. Forbes magazine recently released their annual Best Buy College list, with West Virginia University ranking 30th. The rankings factor in things such as graduation rates and how much debt a student collects. College affordability has become a central issue for many parents and students. At WVU, the cost of tuition is around $6,000 a year for in-state students and almost $20,000 a year for an out-of-state resident. Officials believe that the rankings are just another reason to be a proud member of the Mountaineer family. Angelica and Lindsay, back to you.
Thanks, Sean. While the cost of college has increased over 900%, the prices of homes have also been on the rise.
I can believe it, Angelica. I recently found out how going green can benefit the environment and your bank account.
Energy bills are rising fast in the Mountain State. Morgantown couple Nick and Sarah Zegg recently made changes to their house, making it more energy efficient.
Well, we surrounded the entire house with nail-based and structurally insulated panels, so we have a relatively airtight, highly efficient home.
Panels aren't the only option to make your home more energy efficient. Builder Chris Bailey says foam is a cheaper option to consider.
So the foam provides better insulation than fiberglass would provide because it doesn't allow any air movement.
Increased emphasis on green building is encouraging Americans to invest in long-term energy efficient options to cut down on utility costs.
If you're looking for short-term options to save money and energy, just turning off the lights and closing the door tightly behind you can save you as much as 25% on your annual utility bill.
If you want to save even more, consider large-scale projects, which can save you as much as 75% a year, or go as far as eliminating your energy costs altogether.
They're basically zero fuel costs. Once you get wind turbines up and solar panels up, it's the high initial capital cost, but there's zero fuel costs.
West Virginia has few green programs, but residents have plenty of ways to make a difference on their own.
And that we can do if we just acknowledge and live a little bit more simply, which actually will make us all happier.
Whether you take short or long-term steps to go green, you can be sure to have a positive impact on the future.
An important part of the Go Green movement is living in balance and harmony.
Our reporter Laura Clark recently learned about how yoga can benefit the mind, body, and spirit.
You're ready to be bending the right knee.
Yoga is a relatively new fad for the U.S., but what many don't know is that people have actually been practicing yoga for over 5,000 years, and it really works.
Just because you feel just so relaxed and your body feels so just relieved from, releasing that stress, releasing those emotions.
Yoga is also known for its healing capabilities. Instructor Chanel Walker knows this all too well after shattering her shoulder blade in a skiing accident.
I worked with yoga and to get it back to full range of motion within 3 weeks. Usually it takes 6 weeks to even just heal. I was working again in 3 weeks.
Yoga can improve your strength, balance, and even aerobic capacity. Studies show that practicing yoga for 8 weeks, including moves like this tree pose, can improve flexibility by 35%. Yoga has also been proven to reduce blood pressure, cholesterol, insomnia, anxiety, depression, and much more.
Even high blood pressure, depression, all these kind of things, it just gets the body moving in different ways, releasing different, pressure points, stress points.
Doctors say taking a 1-hour class just once a week will boost your mood and overall sense of well-being. Laura Clark, WVU News, Morgantown.
After seeing that report, I think I might like to try out a class or two.
It definitely looks like a good workout. Coming up on our special edition Consumer News You Can Use show, WVU News reporter Jamie McCracken will explain the art of Mountaineer tailgating.
More than 60,000 fans fill up Mountaineer Field. I'm Jamie McCracken, and straight ahead in WVU Sports, I'll show you about all the fun that happens outside of the stadium before kickoff.
Our hearts beat in the face of challenge, for without it, there is nothing. No character, no grit, no goals. Without challenge, there can be nothing. No discovery, no knowledge, no cures. For us, the challenge is everything. Without it, there can be no Mountaineers.
Game day in Morgantown doesn't just begin and end with the football game. For true Mountaineer fans, there's another world located right outside of the stadium.
That's right, Lindsay. And for some, tailgating has transformed into much more than just hamburgers and hot dogs.
Known as the last great American neighborhood, there's much more to the tradition of tailgating.
And WVU sports reporter Laura Clark is here to tell us more. Laura?
Thanks, Lindsay and Angelica. Nearly 80% of the U.S. population tailgates at least once a year, and many say it's just as important as the game. Some WVU fans spend up to $15,000 a year on tailgating, donations, parking, food, but there's only one way to describe it: worth it. Sports reporter Jamie McCracken recently got some tips from some of the Mountaineer tailgating fanatics.
Welcome to West Virginia. In today's football-hungry universe, it all starts with the pregame. Food, beverages, games, it's all part of the tailgating fun. Even people's pets are invited. Mountaineer fan Kurt Tarr has been coming to WVU football games for over 25 years, and tailgating on game day weekends is a lifestyle.
We've had major accomplishments in our athletic program in football and basketball, and it's a sense of pride, and we just it's something that when fall comes, this is what we want to do.
There are 5 season tailgating lots at WVU. The most popular is the blue lot right beside the stadium, where you must donate at least $3,500.
We come in on Friday and we leave on Sunday morning.
Once you make the donations to be eligible for a spot in the blue lot, you then have to purchase a season parking pass, and that's going to cost you an additional $200. But if you're bringing an RV, well, that's going to cost you $800. Most blue lot tailgaters set up 5 hours before the game and then spend the night.
It's like a camping trip, except you're going to a football game.
Joey Atkins and 16 of his friends go the cheaper route by parking at the Coliseum, where it costs $80 per weekend, leaving extra money for snacks.
Tradition for the opening home game is always hamburgers, hot dogs, and that kind of deal, but every game varies.
A tailgating tip is to plan a food budget. The average tailgater spends $500 per football season.
Hot dog chili is stalling. People know our tailgating for chili that's maybe it'll bring a tear to your eye and things of that sort, and if it doesn't bring a tear, I'm really upset.
Tailgating is all about personality, so feel free to dress up, play the games, and entertain yourself. And even if you're not going to the game, it's still okay to show up. 30% of tailgaters never even step foot inside of a stadium.
Down country roads, baby.
Jamie McCracken, WVU Sports, Morgantown.
For information on how you can join in on the Mountaineer tailgating fun, you can visit the website at the bottom of your screen. Angelica and Lindsay, back to you.
Thanks, Laura. We hope you've enjoyed and learned from this week's special edition Consumer News You Can Use newscast, and we hope to see you again.
Meanwhile, you can visit us on our website and view more stories on topics such as season ticket sales, textbook prices, and transportation.
You can also view all of our shows on YouTube. I'm Lindsay Cobb.
And I'm Angelica Trenone. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Thank you for watching WVU News.